Well, look what I just picked up today, guys. Issue 14. Let's take a look inside.
Alright guys, so what we had was a little camera issue, so you're just going to be watching what I do behind the scenes here. And what I'm doing here is I'm just basically putting the seat together and then screwing it in. Something happened with our camera and a lot of footage was lost, either via editing or something, but this is what we're doing real quick. Just putting the seat together. It's not quite exhilarating as usual, but this is what takes the longest, is putting all these items in. It's a very silent moment where we just put all these intricate things together and kind of, you could see this is how we do it. So this video has, just at the beginning here, a little behind the scenes look of kind of the struggle I make and kind of screwing these thousands of screws in and building the seat and such. So, it was kind of saddening to see that we lost the audio and the footage so we could cut it down for you. But then later on, I decided that maybe letting you see the painstaking effort that we're putting into this car and the effort to make sure that we get it right and do it right the first time. After all, it is just a journey of a man here, just putting a model together that's metal with screws instead of doing the much easier ones, I think, is the plastic ones, where our adventures can end within a month or, a couple of weeks. But after seeing this footage, I figured maybe since we're pretty much nearing the halfway marker in our issues that were going to be issued here, maybe a little behind the scenes during a video couldn't hurt you guys just a little bit. But of course, you do have the option to fast forward through all this. So I'll give a moment of pause and let you decide if you'd like to fast forward through this. And if you haven't fast forwarded through this, it's okay, it's understandable. But working on this project, it's a time consumer. It tends to take a lot of effort, a lot of time. The total time I usually spend in putting all this together and doing a video takes about 2 to 3 hours. Because you got to make sure that you do this meticulously and get it done right. So getting 4 issues or 4 packages in each issue does kind of speed up a process. After all, this Ecto-1 is supposed to be a 2 to 2.5 year long project by the Eagle Moss and Fan Home. I started this Ecto-1 many years ago, and when Eagle Moss went under, I thought, oh my goodness, here I am. I got 10 issues left, and, I was kind of unhappy with that because I really wanted to see this car built and be much bigger than the one that I currently have as a model. But we'll show you that video later on. That'll be coming along soon. But yeah, so this is how we do it real quickly. Okay, and so of course this is me kind of just getting the scenes set up for our next adventure on everything here. And of course this is some more raw footage. This is kind of like behind the scenes look. But basically all I'm going to do here is, in this clip, setting it up because we have to put the bottom of the seat and then attach the seat cushion to it, and then we're later on going to be putting the brackets in there as well. So it's a bit of a struggle here. We get everything prepped and I get it all lined up, and then I begin the recordings and kind of make the video possible for you guys to see it in a short amount of time instead of the total amount of time that I actually spend on putting this together each and every day, trying to make up videos and then get them edited and out on a decent time. So yeah, but this is just me getting it set up and placing all the stuff into place. Of course, at this point, we're just putting in the bottom seat brackets, and then later on, we're going to attach the cushion.
Okay, so welcome to step 3 of our stage 47. If you're just tuning in, so what's going to happen is we now have to take our seat cushion, okay, which, we're going to take that, and you see that there's 4 openings on here. So here, 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 and here. Obviously, it's kind of no brainer. And then you have the curvature, and you have a curvature here. We need to line those up, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to line them up, but then we also have some screw holes, which also need to line up with these as well. So let's go ahead, put these 2 pieces together, and then I also have some eyepiece screws that are right here on the side, ready to go, because we're going to have to flip this over and then screw it with the eyepiece screws on the other side. And there you have it. It is all put into place and ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over and we're going to start putting in all 8 of these eyepiece screws. And so guys, this is it for stage 47. The seat is all done. Everything is good to go. Everything is good. These little brackets here still move freely. So I'm just going to leave them like this. So that way they're there. We still have the cushions of the seat. Everything seems to line up really well. And we have our brackets. So we're all set to start up on stage 48, guys. We're moving along. Once again, guys, all the parts for stage 48. Let's open up the bag and get us started, because it looks like we got more seats to do. And here they all are, guys. They're all laid out. It's time to do the back side of the seat we just started on. So let's go on to step 1. So here's our first step of step 1. We're going to put the foam inside the rubber, then take the rubber and the foam and wrap it around this piece, and then take this piece, screw it in, and then finally attach this. Place the foam in, because we didn't have to on that last seat, is you just place the foam in just like so. It falls right into place. And then we just repeat the process of the same process we did with the other seat. You push this in, and then you just bring the rubber all the way around. Okay? Bring that rubber all the way around, and then we'll be able to do the other seat in a few seconds. But for right now, this one is labeled as the R seat, so it's for the right side. So we're going to start with that first, and then we'll just screw all these in with the same type of screws that we used on the last one, which are right here. All right, we're going to use these little screws, and these ones are going to be MP screws. We're going to put them in. Then we'll use the AP screws to place this on. So now with all the MP screws in, we're now able to place our backing onto the seat, okay? Now just remember, you see these pieces here? Now we have to put them onto something, so just remember there are 2 slots, one here and one here. You're going to line them up with this and then place this on the inside. That way our little rods that we're going to be sliding into here will be able to fit without a problem. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it so that way the flat side is facing up, and these indents that are all here are going to be hidden, and you're just going to line them right up just like so. So once you line them up, everything should line up, and you'll screw in these 6 screws. Now the 6 screws that we're going to use are going to be the AP screws. So we're going to go ahead, grab our AP screws, put them into play, and put all 6 right in there. Now guys, I do want you to know that those 2 slots, I forgot to mention this, but you have to make sure that the rubber openings match. The same with the big huge rubber, with their big huge plastic openings here, or else your piece here, my friends, are not going to fit on. So once you do that, you just place it on, Now it all fits in nice and snug, and we can go ahead now and put those 6 screws in. I just didn't want to leave you all out there hanging thinking that, you don't have to worry about these. Okay, all right, so here's our finished one. Looks pretty snazzy, and it still has the cushion on it, so don't worry about that. It still has its cushion feel. So this one's all done, and now we can do the other side. So we'll get that other side all set up and put together so we can begin with stage 2 right after that. Okay, so now that we have both of the seats done up, I've also labeled them real easy to know. So this one's left, this one is the right, and then they're gonna just kind of lock in like this, but that's at a later stage or a later step. So what we're gonna do is move on to step 2, guys. Okay, so like it shows in the book, we're gonna start with this side. And you're just gonna mount it on right into here. Gonna mount it on and put in the 4 screws. We'll repeat the process on this side. Now these are AP screws that we put in, and the chair still moves nice and solid like this, so it's kind of cool. All right, but whatever we're going to do now is we're going to take 4 AP screws and complete the process by repeating the same thing over here. All right, guys, so for step 2, this is already completed now. We have all the AP screws placed in, and the chairs, they move. They still move, guys. So they still move individually. They move. All right, so that's pretty cool right now, guys. But our next step is to place these on. So our and this is all part of step 2, by the way. So our last little part here is we're going to lock these into place. There's a little piece that sticks up, and you'll see it there, and then you just line them up, okay? And then you're going to take some LP screws and put them here, 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 and here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. All right, guys, the pieces are in, and you can still move the chairs or move the backings. It's pretty snazzy, guys. I think so. That's our chair. Looks really snazzy, guys. Real snazzy. So we're gonna move on to step 3. I think you'll like this part. Our final step for stage 48. Now, if you remember, I mentioned that there's some pieces that stick up in the bottom of the seat. They're going to line up with here and here on our carpeted floor. And then we have 2 slots right here and here. And this is where our seat is going to mount. So I'll come back to you with the seat fully mounted. Because on the back side here, we're going to take 4 DP screws and put them in place. Alright guys, so look how snazzy that looks. That looks really cool. And then when you look at the back side, it looks pretty cool too. You get everything lined up there. It looks really nice. You look from the side and you can see how it kind of looks like a real seat. Fancy, fancy. I think it looks really good. So, holy moly. But other than that, guys, that's it for stage 48. So let's move on and get to stage 49. So, guys, here we are, stage 49. Here's the package. Let's go ahead, open it up, and start up building it. Okay, guys, so check it out. What we have here is our little pieces. They're really quick to put on, so stage 49 is going to be probably one of the fastest out of this model that we will be putting together today. So what we're going to do is it's only on step 1, and there is only step 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to do step 1, which is just these 2 parts. They're going to go and get placed onto our piece here, and then we're going to screw them in using EP screws, okay? And so what we're going to do is take that EP screw, put this in, and we're going to be done with build number step or stage 49. A little stumble there because this is just a shock that this stage is even a stage. However, let's get these pieces together, show you what it looks like at the end, so we can move on to stage 50. So of course, as it is, the first part is going to be quite easy. So we're going to have our flat side here, and we're going to line these right up. So they're going to line right up just like so. All right. I'm sorry there. We had a little mix up. There's only one way to go, and it's going to line up just like so. So that way the opening is like right there for you. Then after that, you're gonna go to the back side, which will be shown up in the magazine on figure B, okay? And then you're gonna take your EP screw, you're gonna come around the other side, and you're going to stick that EP screw in this slot right here. So you're just gonna screw it right on in. Normally I would cut this out so you guys don't have to watch this part, but since it's just a small stage, that's what we're gonna do. So then we flip it back over and we put in our... So our next piece is this one, right? And it has one little tick on it, so it has to line up. That one little tick is gonna go right into place here. So once it's in there and you line it right up with the hole and everything, it'll line right up, get in there. There we go. It'll lock right into place. Once that locks into place, you're pretty much going to flip over again, grab your EP screw, and stick it into the other hole. And then you're just going to screw it on into place. Just remember now, EP, that means it's going into plastic, so don't be too tight about it. Besides, it's already locked into place. It's not going to move on you there, guys. So that's it, and that's all we got for stage 49. So I'm anxious now, so let's get this party started and go to stage 50 here. And of course, here's our packaging for stage 50, guys. I'm going to go ahead, open this up, put all the pieces out, and we're going to go at it here and start making the jump seat. Okay, so now here we are, all the pieces for stage 50 for our Ecto-1, and we're going to be putting the jump seat together. So very similar if you watched all the other chairs and how, or the seats, I guess you could say, that we put all together. We're going to do pretty much the same concept here. However, this one is going to have a couple of stages to it. So let's get on with that. Okay, so step one is very simple. You have your cushion, all right, your little foam piece, you have your rubber backing here. So what's going to happen is you're going to take this, okay, and you're going to put it so that way this side, okay, is facing up, okay, not this side, but this side. And you're going to place it right on top, just like so. Then you're going to wrap the seat all the way around. Once all those are wrapped around, the next step is to place 4 MP screws. They're going to go here, 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 and here. And there it is, guys. All of stage 1, or step 1 of this stage 50 is completed. And we're going to go on to step 2. Step 2, we're going to go ahead and grab our little back piece, and we're going to get ready to place this on that panel. Okay, so for step 2, we're going to be using 3 parts. This one, and this one. What we're going to do, real quick, just basically attach this, right like so. We're going to attach that on. Then later on, we're going to attach the following piece. But for now, we got to take this, go on the back side, and screw it in with 4 EP screws, which we have right here. Just so you know, on the back side, this is how it'll look. All 4 screws are placed inside. You flip it right over, and you have your nice cushion backing right here. And that'll be it for step 2. So let's move on to our next step. So here's the next step of step 2, is we place our little seat right here, this little bucket piece here. All right, it's going to be placed on just like so. Going to go on the back, and you're going to take some HP screws. Go ahead and screw them right inside here. And so there it is, my friends. All those screws are in. This is how it's going to look on the back side. And now we're going to move on to our next step procedure. So of course, on my little trusty book here, we're going to turn the page. Okay, so this one's going to be quite the adventure. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our mat here, and then we're going to place it just like so, okay? Make sure that the foam is in there, because you're going to need that. Once the foam is in there, then we're going to take our trusty piece here, and we're going to put it into this. Now, there's a little tidbit for you, all right? You see the marking here, you see the hole here, all right? Same thing on the other side. So you might want to, not saying you have to, but you might want to just kind of put this in first, so that way it's in there and you don't have to worry about it again. All right, so Just kind of be flexible with it. It's gonna seem kind of difficult to do. So I'm just gonna show you here that it isn't too difficult. All right. And then of course the final step is to bring it across, you know, this piece up, get this, and then get this side and place it in. Once all your pieces are in place and ready to go, that's where we bring the MP screws that we have right here. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, put those in, and then we're done. And we're going to move on to adding these. Okay, so we have all the MP screws placed in, and that's looking pretty sharp. So you see this little slot here. This is where our next piece will be going. So what's going to happen is, all right, you're going to take your panel here. There's a little check piece, little piece sticking up, and that's going to go into that hole there. So you're going to just line it right up. Okay. Now, you can line it up like that just to make sure it fits. But just remember, you still have that one piece you got to put in. All right. And that's going to be this one. So you're going to grab your straight edge side, not the curved side, but the straight side. Okay. And you're going to go ahead and get ready, because our next phase is to just place it right into that little spot where you've already tested it. Okay. Now it's in there. Okay. So now that it's in there, everything is good to go. We're going to grab our EP screws, put those in, and we'll be good to go. And so there we have it, guys. It works. It bounces right back in. It's got a little bit of spring tension, so that's cool. So that means if you were to lift it up or something, I guess, in the vehicle. But yeah, it's good that it has spring tension. So that's kind of cool. But other than that, I'm pretty impressed. It looks good, looks sharp. All right, so our next step is to go into step 4, and that's where we're going to fit this onto our little shelf here. All right, that's what I like to call it, a little shelf, but it's not called that. But we will be using some AP screws. So I got some AP screws right here, and we're going to get those out, take this, and attach it to here with some AP screws on step 4. So here we have it, guys. We already know that these are the sides, so you know they're going to go here. You're just going to place it in like so. Grab yourself a IP screw. Once you grab that IP screw, you're going to go ahead, place it right inside, and then start screwing down. And there you have it, guys. Step 4, all completed here for stage 50. And we have everything all set up. So don't be afraid. All right. Everything works pretty good. Everything's in place. I think it looks pretty sharp. So we're going to move on to step 5. All right. So step 5, our final step for stage 50 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach the seat to our panel here, okay? So we're going to basically attach the jump seat to the workstation. How do I do that? Well, it's kind of easy, guys. I'm going to just pick it, place it in place. There's a little lip. It'll fit right in there. Then we're going to take 2 IP screws, go ahead and put those in there. And once we do that, we'll be all set. And there you have it, guys. Everything is all done. Stage 50 is done. Stage 49 is done. 48. I mean, this is going along really good, guys. This is going along really good. We got our working bench. Everything's in place. Everything looks pretty sharp. I can't wait till we do our next video and show you guys what's really going on, because it looked like pretty interesting here in the back of the book. However, this is how everything looks. I think it looks pretty sharp, and we're moving along pretty steadily on this model build now. Things seem to be really picking up, and things are getting a little bit more enjoyable. So this is a great adventure, guys. Once again, I want to say to you guys, if you haven't seen this channel before, I want to say thanks for watching. And like I always say, keep on modeling, guys, because you never know when things are going to stop and you get a little bored out there. But you know what? We'll always have some models here at the Thompson Model Shop. So hope to see you guys again. If you like what you see, go ahead, hit that like, share, and subscribe so you get all the cool stuff that we come out with for this model and all the other models that we have in our shop. Thanks for stopping by, and keep on modeling, everybody.